death and cleavage sites of viruses. These are important because they're deviations from a full encapsulation. Humans' genes would be seen without cleavage sites because that would be the turning point of being animalistic. So as much as I like talking about how poisons go inside, like a stinger and how that interaction is, it's incredibly important to not glorify that, because that is how a animal acts and not a human. Okay, so anyways, what is the things that would be digestible other than animals that would be scary? For me, it's plastics, of course. How much are there? And then the bacteria, how much bacteria? Things that are dangerous. In the Bible, God put the animal skins over Adam and Eve because they created sin. They didn't create sin, but they broke the egg that allowed it to be part of humankind. And Jesus, whenever he gives examples of how to live Christian-like, he never talks about animals. This is because the last thing he says before he leaves is to teach the creatures of my teachings. Teaching the creatures of his teachings would be as though he's referencing animals. And so prior to that, he does not depict animals at all. And so, but it's just when someone's making an educated guess, it's no different than one of these people who are like into reading the star alignments and saying, oh, you're a Pisces or you're Virgo, and it's like the people who would be looking at a crystal ball and rubbing it could be said as like the crystal ball is clear, and so then plasma is. So one way to simplify things with educated guesses is making a definite amount. There's a guy, I forget, he's kind of like Plato, and he's like, there's 5 fluids inside of your body, and that makes up for your innards. Even if that isn't true, it's like a great stepping stool. Similarly, is like saying how the entire universe was once a plasma hot soup. Plasma is like, if you take matter, you know how things are made up of atoms, and you smash it or excite it, you know, wiggle it, shake it, whatever, really strongly, so that the electrons around the atoms go off of it, but then the core of the atom would have the quarks free. And so when those two things are of occurrence, that's what a plasma is. And so there's 5% of that everywhere, but it's compared to the size of Earth that you would never see it in plain view. What things scare you in life? For me, it would be digestion of animals, because I'm a vegetarian. A lawsuit is like a bottle rocket, because the person doing the suing is like a short fuse where they can choose at any time to make the fuse even shorter if you don't do something that they want, is like a threat. So can there be a defense that is like a countersue, but something a bit more logical other than pointing fingers? This is like a middle ground where there's civil lawyers, but something that you wouldn't need an attorney, that you could just reference the land would be great. It's see-through, and so Earth being flat, you know, this comes of the census where like people would be the airy type of people, are really no different than the people who are making educated guesses. Because with Lorentz contraction, the Earth is actually flat at a distance because it's moving really fast. And when things move really fast, they contract to a Lorentz contraction. And so one of the best things you can do is to hold your opposition up. And this is like in the Bible, like if you be nice to your enemy, it's like putting coals on their head because they can't stand it. And so I'm not into like the hippie stuff and the voodoo and the cloak and dagger stuff, but the more that that's seen as when people say, oh, I'm an optimistic, I like to be optimistic, I have a great deal of optimism. It's the same as the crystal ball readers, but that's comparable to how the early universe was plasma, and there's still 5% of plasma everywhere. And plasma's transparent, see-through, so that's all at length. As though worse than being canceled. So light is massless, and it though acts as though it is mass because it's a particle, meaning that even though it's moving as fast as we know, the speed of light, it can have at distances a range where it topples over itself because the particles take time and they're definite amounts. So imagine like a train going down a hill far away and a train close to you running. The train going down the hill is going to go past the train just running the same way that light would if it's at a steeper path. When it comes to lensing, there's gravitational lensing, and this is a thing no different than trains. The obstacles in life, next to none, but that could be an advance. There's a lot of things that need burping, and that's a really crude statement, but it's a necessity. It's how things are generated, and when you're fleshing stuff out, I would rather use the word burping instead of generating, because the word generating to me sounds like a reference to electric, and so electrochemical would be more so burping. I think picking adjectives are important. Moore's Law. This is a thing that suggests computers within time only grow smarter. Is this a reference of what AI is? And what are the precursors of AI if the algorithms were invented before computers? What's the difference between that and AI? Would be, what's the difference of generating versus burping? Because computers have abilities to get smarter and smarter as a collective. How so? What's the tipping point? What is the point where it breaks off into a branch where you need computers to be more and more human-like? Is this what AI is striving to be? If that's not interesting, let's talk about processed foods. And you eat so much of it in 1 week, you'll get this like bubble gut feeling, and you need to burp stuff. Burping things are so important.